Guys, thanks for watching. So today's video is going to be about 5 palettes that I regret purchasing. I've been working on this video for a couple weeks now because I wanted to make sure that I had really good swatch little video clips for you guys to see like what they look like on the skin and everything and how they perform when used with a brush and with primer. So it's taking me a little bit of time, but finally we are getting it up. Anyway, if you see my arm throughout the video with bandages all over it, I have poison sumac all over my body pretty much right now. It is not fun. I just got a couple of medications prescribed to me because like I don't take well to poison anything, so my doctor prescribed me a few different things to try so I can get rid of it. But anyway, long story, I was picking leaves off of trees not realizing what they were. Anyway, so if you see it, don't worry, it's nothing serious, it's just poison. It's okay. I know you're not really supposed to put bandages on poison, but otherwise I'm just going to keep spreading it. It's already everywhere. I can't right now. It's a nightmare. Anyhow, so all of these palettes that I'm going to be talking about in this video were purchased by me. They were not sent to me or anything like that. I spent my own money on them. These are my personal opinions on these palettes. Yes, I've watched other reviews on these palettes before I purchased them because a lot of them I've watched on YouTube and was like, oh my god, I have to have that. So anyway, I will tell you which palettes I'm talking about later in the video. But they were purchased by me, not sent to me, my own money, my personal opinion on these. So if anyone else has these palettes and absolutely loves them, that's awesome. I'm not like completely dissing these palettes. I don't like the way they perform. You guys will see in the video. But anyway, so the first palette I'm going to talk about is the Too Faced Return to Sexy palette, or the Return of Sexy, excuse me. Now, when I was in Ulta and I saw this palette, I was like, oh my god, I have to have it. So, anyway, this is the palette. It's got like 3 different color combos. So there's like the browns, the purples, and then like the charcoal black colors. When I swatched them in the store, I freaking loved this palette. I was like, oh my god, glitter is life. I need this palette, whatever. So I bought this back in 2014, I believe. So it's beautiful, is it not? Like it's gorgeous. It's just not practical. But anyway, so I have a bunch of little like notes so that I don't forget to hit any topics on each of these palettes. So anyway, let's talk about the packaging first. It's bulky. It's kind of like a ridiculous size, honestly. It's huge. It's not, like if you're someone who travels, this probably would not be convenient for you to bring in a travel bag. It's ridiculously large. I do love the fact that there is a really nice mirror inside. The other thing that I like that Too Faced does is they always have like these little cards with like little makeup ideas on them, like how to achieve different eye looks and stuff. Like I love how they do that. I don't really use them, but sometimes if I'm like, you know, just not feeling very inspired that day, I'll just look at a card and be like, oh, I'll do that today or whatever. I'll try to imitate it. There's 15 total eyeliners in here, 53 ounces each. That's quite a lot of eyeshadow in each of these little boxes. So one thing I want to say about these eyeshadows is they're all glitter shimmer shades. There's no matte eyeshadows in here at all. That's a downfall that I don't really like about this. I loved that it was glittery, don't get me wrong, but like I would only use 1 or 2 shadows at a time. You can't use like all of them on your eye on the same day. Like that just would not be cute. Okay, so the browns I was really, really interested in. I thought that they were going to just be like so gorgeous when I swatched them on my fingers. You'll see it in the little clip that I'm going to insert. They perform really nice for finger swatches, but unless you're using a glitter glue or an eye primer, they're not going to last. None of these will. They just don't stay. They flake off. You'll have glitter all over your face all day. No one really wants that. That's not attractive. The purples are not pigmented like at all. They are when you do finger swatches, but they rub off on your eye. Like they just don't perform well at all. And then the blacks and like this is almost like a blue gray. It's not completely gray. And then this one here is kind of like an undertone pinky gray. These are gorgeous colors. They don't last very long. I am someone, if I'm putting makeup on, I need it to last all day. I don't have time to keep touching up my makeup like every couple of hours. I just don't. Maybe once during the day while I touch up my makeup. I can't do it all the time. I need it to last. I get up at 4 in the morning, start putting my makeup on. I need it to last until about 7 o'clock at night when I get home. These 3 top highlighter shades, you'll see some of them don't even show up when you swatch them. They're just, it's a nice palette if you're looking for 1 or 2 shimmer shades to put on as like a little, you know, pop of glitter. But it's just, this is not a practical palette. End of story. So how I did it was I did this color and this color here for finger swatch, this one and this one here for finger swatch, this one and this one here for finger swatch, and then pretend there's an imaginary line right here. So this half of my arm here is all with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and then I did this one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one. You know, like you can see the finger swatches here are pretty decent. I mean, they're not that bad, but they're even better with a base, like a primer underneath. They really, really stick out and show. So for all these swatches, I just did these two, and these two. So these here, from Pretend There's an Imaginary Line, these are finger swatches, which came out pretty decent. Finger swatches usually do come out pretty good. And then I put the Urban Decay Primer Potion down from here over. And as you can see, applied with a brush, this brown one, which looks really nice as a finger swatch, does not come out all that great. The gold still looks very nice. This one still looks very nice. The purple starts to get a little, like, inconsistent. It's not as nice. The dark, like, blue gray color looks really good. Well, I have, like, a hair stuck in this. Go away. And then it's kind of like a pinky silver. It's not full-on silver. There's, like, pink reflex in it. That one came out pretty decent, too. Okay, so now for the last of the swatches, I just did the 3 bottom longer eyeshadow shades. These are all, like, pretty darker shades. So the brown one, finger swatch, the purple finger swatch, and the more of, like, the black sparkles finger swatch, imaginary line, and then here's the primer potion with the brush applied. Okay, so the finger swatches, they're kind of iffy with these colors. Like this brown one, I remember I used it a lot in like my outer V when I used to use this palette a lot. The purples, I heard purples are extremely hard to formulate to actually get like really good pigmentation. So that is probably why the purples in this palette are just not all that pigmented or really like stick out. So I don't know. And then the black one with the sparkles, it doesn't, obviously it looks pretty black in the palette, but it is not. It comes out more of like a charcoal, deep charcoal gray black with sparkles. The sparkles do not last on your eye. Okay, the next palette I'm going to talk about is the Naked 3. This is the Urban Decay. I bought this palette because of YouTube. Like, I'm not even joking. When this came out, every single like YouTube guru on YouTube was talking about this. Like, every beauty guru was like unbelievable. Everyone was like, Urban Decay, Urban Decay, Urban Decay 3. And I was like, really? Is it really that good? And like, I watched a few of like their tutorials using it, and I was like, oh my god, that's so pretty. I need to buy that. So this is the reason why I asked for this palette. I didn't actually buy this one. This was given to me as a gift from past life anyway. So I begged for it. I got it for Christmas. I was so excited about it. I think I maybe used it for like a month straight, and then I kind of gave up on it. I found dupes from some of Avon's eyeshadows for this. I actually have a video for that. It's like a while ago if you guys want to check it out. But anyway, so I wasn't all that impressed after using it for a few weeks. So I was like, huh. But anyway, so the packaging. It's like a tin. It's hard. It's bulky. Not really all. I don't personally think it would be all that convenient for traveling. Unless this is like just the only eyeshadow colors you plan on using. I do like that it's got this really nice mirror inside, because mirrors to me are very important with palettes. If it doesn't come with one, I'm kind of upset, because sometimes I will throw a whole palette in my purse when I'm, you know, when I go to work or whatever, and if I need to look at myself throughout the day and this thing don't have a mirror, then I'll be using my bus mirror, but that's okay. But it's nice when you have a mirror so that you can just pop it open and, like, you know, touch up whatever you need to do. This palette does come with a makeup brush that I did attempt to try once. I hated it. I thought it was junk. The bristles are like so plasticky, and like it doesn't really pick up eyeshadow. It's just kind of like dusts it off. It's not really, it's not that great. I don't like it. I don't think it's worth it. And for all of the eyeshadows inside. They are all like a rose gold undertone kind of color. That's kind of like the whole theme of this palette, was like a rose gold theme. In the little snippet, you will see the swatches and everything, and I talk about it a little bit, but I did actually try this palette one more time the other day. I only used shades from this palette, and I mostly went with like the darker shades because they just tend to show up a little more. These lighter ones, if you don't really put on a primer or something to really hold that pigment on your eyelid for the day, they kind of disappear. And then it doesn't even look like you really did a whole lot of makeup. So that's my only downfall with this palette. I really used to like Strange, but I noticed I have to constantly keep putting it on because it like fades away. Like if I'm going to be using like a white or cream color, I don't want it to fade away. I need it to stay. So there's 12 eyeshadows in here. They are all the exact same size. They are 0.05 ounces. So, I mean, it's a good amount. I haven't hit pan on any of them, but then again, it's because I really don't use this palette that much. I personally think this palette would be appropriate for like women who work in an office, for like daytime looks, like something subtle, not too crazy. And then if you're going to go out for drinks with the girls or something like after work, just use the darker shades to darken everything up. But I think this would probably look good on brides, bridesmaids, stuff like that. Like, it's just a palette that you could go from daytime to nighttime very easily because it's all in one palette. But it's not for like a long-term wear at all. Like, it's just not. It doesn't last all day, and that's what I need. I need something all day. So for these swatches, I only did from Strange to Liar because I was running out of room on my arm. Same thing as the last swatches. I did a finger swatch and then a primer potion swatch. So finger, primer potion, finger, primer potion, finger, primer potion, etc., etc. You get the idea. So as you can see, that the finger swatches, some of them show up quite well. Other ones don't really show up at all. Like Strange, you don't even see it. It's like right here on my arm, and you really don't see it at all. Some of the shimmer shades are very, very nice. I can't complain about certain ones. The matte shades, I can't say were bad, though. I do remember those blending extremely nicely in the crease and everything. But this palette, I mean, does it really look like it's all that fantastic to you when you swatch these? Like, really? To me, this palette is just, like, so overrated for what it is. Like, seriously, everybody on YouTube talked about this and hyped it up so much, and it's just really, to me, not worth any of the money. But let me go ahead and do the next swatches. Okay, so now from Factory to Black Heart, this is the finger, this is primer potion, finger, primer potion, finger, primer potion. So the finger swatches, I'm not going to lie, they come out quite well. I really, like, when I first swatched them with my finger, I'm like, oh my god, why haven't I used this palette in a while? But then when I go in with the brush and do the boots, get down, I'm doing something. I know you have to be involved with everything. It just is not consistent at all. Like, I had to go over this 4 times to build that color up. I think I did this one 3 times. This one was like 5 times, and that one was 3 times. It was just ridiculous how much passing over with the same color I had to do to build it up to kind of match the finger swatch. And that's with primer potion being underneath it, which is kind of like disappointing to me. These colors are absolutely stunning for finger swatches, but to actually apply them on the lid, it's a little difficult. I do remember, because I really liked Blackheart a lot when I tested it out the first time when I opened the palette, and I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to use that color. The problem is, this color does not stay on. It kind of rubs off, and the little, like, coppery shimmer that's in it, it just completely fades and, like, flakes off. I don't like that. I don't like the consistency. It's extremely overpriced for what it is. And yeah, so that is the swatches for the Urban Decay 3 Okay,
palette.
So for the third palette I am going to talk about, it's the Urban Decay Moondust. This palette, I'm not even kidding, I bought it because of Instagram. Instagram was posting like mad swatches of it. I was like, oh my god, glitter, I need it in my life. Anyway, I haven't even taken the little film off the mirror yet because I just really don't use this palette all that much. So there's 8 shades in this palette. God, I'm having a blonde moment today. They are all like extreme glitter eyeshadows. Definitely not a palette you would just throw in your purse and expect to use all these colors on your eye in one day. Definitely not. I love that it has that mirror though. Like that's, if I carried this around with me, like this would be like the perfect mirror palette. It's like a really nice feeling palette. It's extremely bulky, once again. It's not like a thin palette. It's not something I would want to put in my travel bag, but it's cute for what it is, I guess. I mean, they did a cute job trying to make it look sparkly and everything on the outside, but this isn't practical. It's not. Instagram totally suckered me into this. So each of these eyeshadows is 0.02 ounces. So really, that's really all I have to say about this palette. It's nice if you're someone who likes to have a few different glitter shades to choose from for a certain eye looks, but it's not practical for every day. It's not, to me, it's definitely not worth the money. Especially for only like 8 eyeshadows. I think it should have been at least $10 cheaper, considering you can't use this all the time, but this is just my opinions, like I said. So for this palette, these are the finger swatches from here over, and these are with Primer Potion. Now this, because it is a glitter palette, you should be using like a glitter glue. So obviously these shades here are not for you to be putting on your eye all at once. I know most of us girls would love to, because like me, I would probably just slather it all over my body, because I love me some glitter. But this is kind of just like for a pop of shimmer on the eyelid or in the inner corner, maybe even like Halloween looks, etc. Like these colors here, like I love this one and this one, which are these two here. Those would look really nice in like the fall and like towards winter time. I think that those are really pretty for like those type of seasons. This one here reminds me of a peach color. It doesn't really show up that much. Like you really have to build this shade, I've noticed. But that reminds me of like a peachy, like springtime. This one here would be really good for fall. Same with like the purple. The green, I don't really do much green, so that shade right there isn't really going to do much for me. I haven't really gotten to experiment much with the blue because I have blue eyes, it's kind of like pointless for me to do blue makeup because then everything just like blends in together. So I don't really use much blue eyeshadow. Oh yeah. This is not like the palette you buy if you're expecting to put all these shades on at once. It's just going to look crazy. But if you are someone who loves glitter and does glitter looks or whatever, this is a good palette. But so that's the only thing that I don't like about this palette. It's a palette you buy if you want glitter shades to use occasionally. It's not a palette that you buy and can open up and use every single day. That's just not practical. Okay. So the next palette I'm going to talk about is the Stardust Too Faced Vegas Nay palette. I just said that like all backwards, but anyway. This was definitely another YouTube made me buy it sort of palette. So this palette, the packaging is okay. It's cardboard. It's thin. It's much easier to just throw in your bag and take with you, especially if you're traveling. So this is what the inside looks like. I don't know if you guys can tell, but mine is extremely dirty. Like all the eyeshadows are like crumbling, unfortunately, and they're getting like all in the creases. It's just this eyeshadow palette's a mess right now. In this palette, there are 12 eyeshadows. They're all 0.04 ounces each, which is a very decent size for what it is. I just hate there's no mirror whatsoever in here. Like they could have shortened up all of this typing and put a small mirror in here because this is like the perfect size to just throw in a bag and take with you and like open it and like do what you gotta do, but you can't see yourself. That's obnoxious. Very good size eyeshadows, like I said, but this palette only has 2 matte eyeshadows. Matte eyeshadows to me are extremely important. You need matte eyeshadows because you can't just keep putting all shimmer eyeshadows. You're gonna look strange, like especially if you're older. Like I'm not that young. I can't just keep putting like mad glitter eyeshadows on. I would look weird. Like people would be like, how old is she? Like really? So that's like, I'm a big with matte eyeshadows, especially for the crease. I don't personally think it's necessary to put a glitter eyeshadow in the crease. I used to do this years ago and thought it was okay, but now as I'm getting older, I'm like, what was I thinking? So only Millennial and Girls Night are matte eyeshadows. I really like both of these, but they don't perform well. You'll hear about it in a little snippet. The other one that I really liked was Selfie for like my inner corner, but you have to keep touching it up. Sin City is a pretty black eyeshadow, but there is small little glitter in it, and it doesn't really perform well like with a brush. Like if you're trying to blend it, it just doesn't. The purple is Joke. The strip was pretty, but you definitely need a glitter glue to use this, most definitely. Jackpot is pretty, but you have to keep touching it up. Showgirl, Showgirl on me does not look all that flattering, at least I don't think. I think it makes me look sick. It's a strange gold color on me. I mean, it probably looks great on other people, but just on me, it makes me look kind of like ill. Like it makes my eyes look like I'm sick or something. I don't know, it's weird. Double tap, I don't even know. Sometimes I wonder if people actually test these things out before they sell them, because that is a terrible eyeshadow. Maybe I just got a really bad palette, but no. Hell no. Golden Nugget, I have to say, is probably like one of the better eyeshadows in here. Even though I really didn't get to use it because that's not my kind of gold. It's very gorgeous, just not on me. It's not, I don't like it. Pink Pearl's okay, and then Chandelier. They all have shimmer in them, so really you can't use many of these as like a brow bone highlight because you have glitter underneath your eyebrow, and who wants that? Okay, so for this palette, I just did the 3 top shadows first on my arm. So these here, imaginary line, these are all finger, these are boots. And these here are all with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So, as you can see, the finger swatches look way better, and that is kind of why I bought it when I was in the store. Because when I finger Boo-boo. Mommy needs to do this. Thank you. When I was in the store and I finger swatched these colors, not so much the matte ones, but I always finger swatch shimmer ones because they're like gorgeous and they're like, oh yes, I need that. I smell like a baby wipe right now from constantly wiping my arm off. I don't know, he seems to really like it. So Millennial was a really good transition shade for the crease. It blended okay, nothing great. Girls Night, it's such a gorgeous shade, but it doesn't live up to the potential at all. It's very difficult to blend. It's not consistent, as you can see. Like, I mean, the finger swatch seems a little iffy. And then, I mean, come on, I had Primer Potion on my arm, and it just, that was like 4 swipes. It did nothing. Absolutely nothing. That was very much a letdown. This palette, I tried to use it so many times. As you can see, I mean, it's beaten to hell. I've really tried. I've tried so hard to really like this palette, but I just don't. And I should have returned it a long time ago, but hey, I kept it and now I'm making the video. Yeah, so, I mean, like this brown shimmer shade, I did do like an all over the lid look, like a dark neutral smoky eye with the brown shimmer, and it flakes. Okay, so I just did the last 6 shades in the bottom rows. So the finger swatches, once again, they look pretty vibrant, pretty good, and then you go over to the side with the Primer Potion and they are just flaky, non-existent. Like, this is so hard for me to describe. I'm trying to think of the right words right now, but I can never think of them when I need them. They're just not as pigmented. Like, I mean, look at the inconsistency right here. I think I went over this 4 times. This one I went over 3 times. This one I did 3 times. This one I only did once because the purple, it's not that great. This shade right here, the Strip, this one I liked a lot as just like a quick little pop of shimmer like in the middle of the eyelid. That was fine. I liked that one. Pearl, the Pink Pearl, I mean, it's really not anything great. This whole palette to me was a joke. Like, Double Tap, oh my god, when I first saw that color, I was like, that is going to be gorgeous. And then get it home and try to use it, and it doesn't blend well. It's very splotchy. Like, that's probably not even the right word either. But, I mean, you guys get the idea from looking at the differences. So, sometimes when you're in the store, you cannot go by finger swatches. This is the problem that I keep running into. I go to the store and I get so excited when I see things. I finger swatch. I'm like, I gotta have that right now. Get it home and you try to test it out with your makeup brushes on your eye, and it's like a horrible disaster. So I know that this palette here was really hyped up, but to me was not worth it. Alright, now for the last palette, my 5th palette, I'm going to talk about. I don't want to come off harsh, but it's going to come off harsh, and I'm not trying to. This is just my opinion. I'm very upset because I was really looking forward to this palette. Okay. Carli Bybel. I freaking love her. I'm not even kidding. I've been watching her for years on YouTube. I love that girl. I think she's awesome. If you guys don't like her, I'm sorry, but I think she's a very genuine person. I liked when she was doing like those inspirational videos that she was doing. Like, I just thought she was a really good role model for younger girls. She still is. I still feel the same way. She used to talk up BH so much, and I had actually made a video a while ago when I was still blonde, like years ago, of a BH Cosmetics haul, because I was like, Carli says this stuff is so good, I gotta buy it. I bought so much stuff, and I'm not even kidding, I wound up giving like a lot of it away. It's good makeup for people who are on a budget, who don't want to spend a lot of money, but it's not the best performance. If you are looking for makeup that performs well and is like really, really good, don't buy BH. Just don't. I'm not trying to bash BH because they're an awesome company. I think what they do is great. You know, they have affordable stuff. They have these gorgeous eyeshadow palettes. It's just, I don't personally like them. No, I gave everything away. I don't think I even have one thing, especially that Galaxy Girl eyeshadow palette that Carli used like all the time. I was like, I gotta have this. It didn't work for me. I don't know how she got it to work for her. But anyway, enough. So I am not trying to bash Carli. I was so excited for her when she launched this with them. I was like, oh my god, she's got a palette. I thought it was so awesome because she was really devoted with this company and everything. I'm like, that's awesome for her. Like, I was just glad. The other thing I really liked was the fact that it was affordable, especially because not every beauty guru has a following that has money to go blow. So when you make something that your subscribers can afford and is good quality or whatever, like, that's awesome. Good for you. That's great. This palette, I love. It's got a mirror. That is important. I like the fact that the packaging is slim. Perfect for just throwing in the purse or whatever and hitting the road. I like the outside. It looks cute. It looks kind of like a cushioned pillow, which is pretty. And, okay, not bashing. It just doesn't, it's not for me. I don't want anyone to take this wrong and be like, oh my god, she hates Carli, because I don't. I think she's awesome. Okay, so the reason I had even purchased this, it wasn't because of Carli. I just got this a few weeks ago. It was $14.50 with Ulta. I was like, you know what, I'll grab it, because I didn't have to order it from BH. I don't know. Sometimes I get annoyed with ordering cosmetics online, so I was kind of excited that Ulta had it in store and I could just go pick it up. So, when you look at it, oh my god, these are like totally up my alley colors. Like, they're warm, they're beautiful, there's shimmer, there's like the copper colors. Like, I'm totally all about that. And I was like, I need this palette, I need it. I saw the reviews for it on Ulta's website and I was like, god, everyone says such good things about it. I'm like, you know what? Let me just get it, even though I didn't really like any of the other BH stuff. So I got it. There's 3 matte shades in here, which I wish there was at least 4 in here. I always need like more matte shades. So you have like this creamy color. It's not really white, it's more of a cream. Then you have like this, I use this in my crease. It's kind of like a taupey pinky. I can't even describe what kind of color that is. You'll see it in the swatches. And then there's like this light purpley taupey color. I can't describe anything right now, seriously, it's embarrassing. And then all of the rest, so there's 4 complete shimmer shades, and then 2 have like a satiny finish to them. I went and watched, like, I'm not even kidding, almost all of Carli's videos that she did with this palette, because I'm like, I want to imitate some of them looks. Like, seriously, I want to try this palette out. I don't know how the hell she got them to work for her. Maybe I just got a shitty palette, or one that just, like, I don't even know. Nothing worked for me. Nothing. I have tried this palette over 12 times and I cannot get it to work for me. And it's so frustrating because I want to love it because I love all these colors in here. It's not happening for me and it's so frustrating. So, the cream color flakes off. It doesn't stay, does not last. It's, God, I don't even know what to say. The other thing that I really don't like is the fact that there's so many, like, glitter shades in here. There's so many, like, it's just absolutely frustrating. Not to mention, like, some of the highlighter shades kind of, like, match some of the eyeshadows. It's kind of like, they're very similar. I don't think that was necessary. And this highlighter shade here, this must be, like, a bronzer highlighter, because that's super dark. That definitely ain't gonna work on me. I would look dirty and glittery, and that isn't gonna happen. Every time I've used this, the makeup was flaking off. And that really, really aggravates me. I tried using glitter glue. I've tried regular eye primer. I use my paint pots religiously. Like, I am a paint pot girl. The MAC paint pots. That's how I get my eyeshadows to stay on and look wicked vibrant throughout the day. My paint pots. But when that didn't work, I tried regular primer. That didn't work. So I tried my glitter glue. Nothing is working. So I'm like, let me see. So I wound up using, this isn't the right shade, but some of my Avon extra lasting like eyeshadow sticks, because this is what I used to use to get eyeshadows to stick out on me. That didn't work. Those actually made it even worse. Oh my god. Okay, so the matte shades do not blend well. They're very patchy, splotchy, whatever. I can't even explain it. The cream disappears. The shimmer shades all flake off. I'm not even kidding. They were all over my face. I'm like, what on earth? So I was kind of wondering, I'm like, why is it that Carli got hers to perform so well? I mean, I have almost all the same makeup brushes and everything. I'm like, it should be working. This shouldn't be happening to me. I'm like, why did hers stay on? And I kind of think I figured out why, because sometimes YouTubers, when they're doing eye tutorials, I think they might edit out a lot of the building up of the color, because these colors don't build well at all. They just don't. So I think maybe she cut out the parts where it took her a little longer to build up a really pigmented color, and no one really got to see how long it was really taking her to do an eye look. I don't really know for a fact if that's it. I'm just guessing. But yeah, basically one of two things. Either I got a really poor manufactured palette, or that's what YouTubers are doing. They're just not showing you all of what they're doing while they're making these videos. Okay, so for the highlight shades, I've tried my Fix Plus. I've tried everything to get them to stay on. They don't stay on. They're gone within a few hours. Like, that's the one thing that aggravates me about this palette. Like, it kind of reminds me of, like, little kids' makeup, and I hate saying that. That hurts to even say that, because, like, I was really happy for her. But it reminds me of, like, really poor quality kids' makeup, because it doesn't last. I need something that's going to stay on all day. This isn't working for me. Honestly, feel like I wasted my money on this, and I really want to return it, and I think I'm going to. It's a bit of a letdown, because these shades are so gorgeous, they just don't work. The finger swatches are really nice, but brush, forget about it. Nothing was working at all. Swatches on my arm are from these first 5 top row shadows. So what I did was the first swatch, which I don't even know if you guys can see it, it's very light, would be this first color here. I did a finger swatch and then a swatch with the Urban Decay Primer Potion underneath. So I'm going to zoom you in so that you can see these swatches. I'm very disappointed with these. Okay, so as you guys can see, like, here's the finger swatch of the first color, and it is just not good. It seems like it's about the same with the Primer Potion. The second one, which is the shimmer shade, looks pretty decent. Doesn't really look that much different with the Primer Potion. Third color, it's very, very faint. By the way, trying to blend this on the eye is a nightmare. Same with this color here, which is that plummy color. They just really don't look much different. And then, I don't know, the finger swatch of the last one looked really good, but then with the brush and the Primer Potion, just, I don't know, it looked terrible. So, okay, so here is the bottom row of eyeshadows swatched. So, finger swatch, and then swatch with the Primer Potion, finger, Primer Potion. You get the idea. So, the finger swatches look really well, don't get me wrong. They look absolutely gorgeous. When I first swatched them, when I got this palette, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna love this, it's great, whatever. So, and then you have the swatches with the Primer Potion. They look almost about the same. I have to say, like, the more metallic-y, shimmery shades do look absolutely gorgeous. The problem I have is that they tend to wear off throughout the day. They're not like a long wear eyeshadow at all. They flake off, you have glitter on your cheeks. That's why I really don't like these. But anyway, so they look really good swatched with the Primer Potion and stuff. It's just they don't last. And then as you can see, this last shade here is wicked splotchy. Like, the finger swatch looks okay, and then when you go in with the brush, it's like, what in God's name? Like, it's just so difficult to work with. Like, it's just, look at that. Like, what in God's name? Like, I can't stand that color. It's just not a flattering color. either way you think about it, whatever. These are not shades that you put in the crease. I know that in some of Carli's videos, she does put a couple of these in her crease, and I don't know how she got to blend them out, because I have tried every single look that she has done with this palette. I've tried to imitate them, and it does not look anything like hers, and I cannot figure out why. I don't know if her palette was like better quality than this one or what, but obviously you can tell. I mean, I'm not feeling it. These are gorgeous for the lid, just they're not, you're gonna have to touch your makeup up throughout the day. Like, no joke, they don't last. Okay, so here are the finger swatches for the 4 highlighter shades. Now, I did try to demonstrate with my fan brush, like in between each color, like I did this color in between. That one is here, this one here, this one, you know, etc., etc. You cannot see them at all, like, no joke. You can see this one because I went over it a second time, but like, honestly, this right here is just my color switch that, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that, but that's what I use to clean off my brushes in between each color change. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this really quick so you guys can kind of see that this just, I mean, you don't see much of anything. To me, these highlighters are kind of a joke. I'm not trying to be like wicked rude or anything, but I'm sorry. I would rather invest my money in a Becca or a Mary Luminizer or an Urban Decay, any other highlighter on the market. I would not buy this palette for these highlighters. I need my makeup to last all day. If you're someone who's just playing around with makeup to make a video, or to for Halloween, or to just go out for a few hours, maybe these would be okay for you. But that is the swatches for the Carli Bybel BH palette. Oh, anyway, these are the 5 makeup palettes that I regret purchasing. So, yeah, I hope you guys don't take it as like I'm bashing on any of these, because let me tell you, I love my makeup. But these I don't reach for, like, barely ever. If I had to pick one that I'm definitely, like, probably the most upset with, would probably be my Carli Bybel palette, and that really sucks because it's so pretty. But like, this one just really is the worst out of all 5 of them for me, and it's such a bummer, man. Second worst, definitely the Vegas Nay. I don't even know. Like, I'm starting to think I'm never going to buy like any YouTuber palettes anymore, because they just don't seem to perform well at all for me. The third worst one would probably be, let's see here, probably my Return to Sexy, because it's all shimmer. I'm not even kidding, I don't ever open this anymore. I haven't opened it in over a year. Then it would probably be my Moondust one, because I just don't really use these shades at all. It's too glittery for me. It's more or less, to me, it's kind of like Halloween makeup. And then it would probably be my Naked 3, because this one I still can use and go from day to night. It just requires a lot of touching up, that's all. Oh, yeah. That's my personal opinion. No one paid me to make this video. I wanted to do it for you guys so that you know what works for me, because I am like a long-term daytime, nighttime wearing makeup freak. Like, I do my face in the morning, I don't touch it until I take it off in my shower. So, if you are like me and you don't want to have to keep refreshing your eyes all the time, I just wanted to make this so you could see what I'm not liking. I am planning to make a 5 makeup palette, like ones I absolutely love and think that everyone should have. I'm going to make that one. It's going to take me a little time, but I will get it up for you guys. So yeah, that was just my opinion. If you guys have any questions or comments, just please leave them down below for me in the comment box. I will leave everything in the description box along with how much I paid for them. I'm not even sure how much I paid for all of them, but I know they're pretty expensive. I'll link like the website where you guys can purchase them if they're still available and stuff like that if you're interested in them. Yeah, so that was my opinion, guys. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below for me. Please like and subscribe to see more of me. Anyway, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. That was like one of the worst videos I've made in like so long. I don't know what my problem is. I seem very low today. And it's probably because I took an antihistamine because I'm freaking itchy and I just want to keep scratching. I have it on my boot. I have it on my arms. Oh, it's on the back of my neck. It's like on my back. I'm losing my mind. It's on my ears. That's why I have my hair over my ears. I don't want you guys to see my ears.